I'm in my car. I'm in my yellow car. Boom, boom. Oh, that's a terrible vine, wasn't it? Anyway, you might see a few more of these car VRs, blogs, video, vloggy, waffle, retro waffle things. Anyway, that's by the by. Question. This is from Down the Rabbit Hole. A good question, an interesting question. A question you can go deep with if you really would gonna, stretch it out a lot and really give it some deep thought. But do we have a responsibility to our subscribers? Are we responsible for the material we put to them? And I've seen a few VRs on this already, and I'm kind of going to echo a lot of what they have already said. I mean, Infected Flinch, Mainmeister, and Steve Benoit have all put their opinion across, and I kind of agree really on what they're saying. My stance on this is, I make how should we split this up? I suppose split this up into sections. I mean, material, the content. We'll start there. I make content that I want to make. I make the content that I feel would be enjoyable to what I would watch, for instance. And if people happen to like that content, then great, and I'm thrilled for that, and it does give me a buzz. And then this is pure honesty here. But I'm not going to change my style if I don't feel that I need to change the way I do, say, for instance, series like the NRG series. I could change it into more of a review show, maybe script it. I could do that. I don't want to do that. I have thought about it. I've thought maybe this would come across a little bit more professional if I scripted it and maybe cut it down, maybe a little bit tighter, without me snorting and umming and ahhing and all this kind of crap. But then I'd feel it wouldn't come across organic enough, and therefore wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be Novabug. So that's the way I keep it, and that's the majority with all of my shows. And when I come up with a new idea, if it seems to work and I like it, if I think it works, then I'll continue with it. I do sometimes, when I'm doing a series of shows, will ask trusted friends on regular commenters and regular viewers what their opinion is on the show, and how would they like to see it progress, what direction I should take it in. And I would take suggestions. I'm always open to suggestions. Whether or not I would implement them suggestions is a different matter. And even if I did implement them suggestions, it'd be on the basis that I would feel that suggestion is valid, not being forced into it, because otherwise I wouldn't ask for the suggestion in the first place, would I? I mean, I've had people say, when they're watching NRGs, I've had people comment and say, "Oh, do a gameplay of such and such, do a gameplay of such and such." And I normally politely reply back, "Yeah, I will. Maybe get around to it one day." But I don't leave promises. If I feel like doing a gameplay of a certain game I've picked up, then I'll do one. So, in that respect, I don't feel it's a responsibility as such. I'm comfortable with doing the content that I want to do. And if my subscribers are happy with that, then everyone's happy, isn't it? Recently, obviously, since I'm sort of like approaching 1,000 now, or getting more to the 1,000 than away from the 500 mark, should I say, I am feeling a little bit more self-conscious about what I'm putting out, and because it's going to a wider audience, and hopefully, and I love that, because I want it to go to a wider audience. I would love my material to go to a wider audience. But when I do think about, should I make this, should I say that, I always then reverse my decision and say, no, I will, because that's me, that's what I want to say. And if I'm happy with that, if I'm happy the way it comes across, and happy the way I explain myself on certain decisions, then that's it. I don't feel I have to adhere to anybody else's rule book, or if they don't like something that I say, then that's just a matter of opinion, isn't it? Opinion is subjective, and I like that actually sometimes, because especially when it's with someone who can articulate themselves in an intelligent manner. Obviously, you get flags that they're basically knuckle draggers that just disagree with you for the hell of disagreeing with you. But if someone who can explain themselves and make good points, then it encourages debate and encourages discussion, and then normally that makes a bond stronger. I mean, I know with several YouTubers that have already made video responses to this very video that we disagree on certain things about certain systems. But discussing that has made us closer, if you understand that. You know, even though we disagree, we sort of like, well, you know, I see your point there, great. I see you see my point there, and everyone's hunky-dory. I certainly don't feel that I'm responsible for catering to an audience. I would like to think my subs are sub to me because they like the material that I've done thus far, and thus will continue to do. And any future ideas that I come up with. Shows, I mean, I can pick 2 shows in particular that have reversal of fortunes, but I continued with them both, and I'm still continuing them with them both because I love doing them. I love filming them, and I like interacting with people over them. And the show that the first show I'm going to talk about is Retro Master Mindless. Now, it hasn't been the success that I hoped it would be. It really hasn't. I thought it would have a pretty good viewership. I don't think any of the Master Mindless episodes have reached over 100 views, which is a shame. But the thing about Retro Master Mindless is I think it's hilarious to film it. I think it's great to edit it. I enjoy every moment speaking to other YouTubers, coming up with the questions, developing the ideas for the show. I enjoy it, and I really did enjoy, and I will continue to do it. I never found it a chore, sort of. At one point I did, when I felt I was going a bit too long before I'd recorded the next episode, and I did feel a bit pressure there. But then I thought, no, people will wait. If they like it, they'll wait. And I know there's certain people out there that are avid fans of Retro Master Mindless, and I thank you dearly. And I did put the opinion out after the first season that would you like to see it back, and most people said yes they would, so I will be making it. It will return. I hope it would be received better next time, but we'll find out. On the flip side of the coin to that, you've got the other show that I do, which is proving a massive success, and people seem to really gel with it, really approach it well, respond to it, and that of course is the Friday Foursome. Well, I'm doing this VR via the Friday Foursome in a way, because it was down the rabbit hole that made a response to me via the Friday Foursome, and therefore this is how I discovered him. So, and that's the thing. There's a connection there. But the Friday Foursome again is just, it's a show that I just came off the cuff like that, and people really got on with it. I can't think of the word. The word's stuck in there. I can't get it out. And well, I was blown away by the success of the Friday Foursome. And again, though, I am always open to suggestion. The second question that I did on the Friday Foursome was actually an adaptation of a suggestion from another YouTuber, one of my friends. And he suggested this, or maybe you should pose this question. So I adapted it for the Friday Foursome, and it proved to be the most successful Friday Foursome yet. So there you go. This is when something that is suggested by a viewer, in this case a friend, as well, that proved successful. I took the idea, I ran with it, and I gave him all the credit for it as well, and it proved the data. I did feel responsible to him in that case of making sure that he got the credit for it, and was avid to say this question originally stemmed from such and such. I'm not going to mention any names now, but he knows who he is. Ow. So when it comes to responsibility, I think it's the wrong word. I don't feel responsible. I feel that I like to entertain, and I like to entertain in my own way and do my own thing, and I will make my opinions, and people will have their opinions, and whether we all agree or disagree, it's by the by. It's all part and parcel of being a human being, really. I'm certainly not going to be I'm not going to be one of those people that goes down the easy route of jumping on bandwagons and sheep and stuff, and you know, I could quite easily turn around and say, oh, well, I'm going to make a shitload of Minecraft videos, or a load of COD videos, or a load, you know, and just get on endless waffle game, you know, me swearing and shouting at the camera. I'm not going to do that, because that's not my style. That could possibly be receptive, People could really, I could suddenly generate 500 more subs from doing that, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do it. I have no interest in doing it. And there's my responsibility. My responsibility is, like Infected Flinch says, to myself, to remain true for what I want to film. And if people enjoy it, and people feed off it, and people respond to it, that's the biggest buzz for me, and I hope it's the biggest buzz for them as well, because I do my best to interact as much as I possibly can. I do have a life outside of YouTube and a family, so things do get busy. Things are very busy at the moment, for instance. Hence why I'm sitting in my yellow car. But responsibility, I don't feel I have any kind of strict responsibility to my subscribers, but I do feel that they deserve more Novabug. That was very camp. I did that very camp, didn't I? Man up. There you go. So I just, if I changed, say, format of some of my videos, I would feel irresponsible then, because I would feel I'm letting my subscribers down as they're not seeing the person that they have subscribed to thus far. And I think we'll end it there. I really can't think of any more points that haven't been already brought up by other people, but I'll leave a link to all the other responses that I've watched in the description box, and a link to Down the Rabbit Holes channel. So thank you for the great question, mate. Really good, and I hope to see your channel growing pretty quickly. It should do. If you come up with decent questions like that, it will. So I'll bid you farewell from my yellow car. Just turn you around here and look. I don't know where we are. We're just on the outskirts of Rickmansworth somewhere. And there's a pub over there. So, cheers. Thanks for watching. See you all soon. Novabug.